We're live.
Hey everybody, note the shirt today, buddy.
Yes.
Bill
Leave. Tom's always ready for this with the perfect shirt and everything. I just kind of,
Well, it's also what fits on that particular day.
I kind of stumble out, and here I am.
But here's the thing.
Do you mind if I start?
Go ahead. Go right ahead.
Sorry to interrupt.
No, go right ahead.
So we're going to talk about some of the deficiencies in that loss yesterday, but let's start. Let's really think about where we are before we go into complete panic. Okay? So, we're 0-1. All right? You go into Miami Sunday, you win, you're tied for first in the East. All right? Now, if we lose, two game gap, still 15 games go. But let's forget that. And remember that Tampa was 9-5 after 14 games.
Yeah.
They won the Super Bowl. I don't think they lost after that. It's a long season.
And going back not too far, New England, a lot of times, we all kind of thought, hey, maybe they're done.
Yeah.
And all of a sudden
They
come
were
out of
never
nowhere.
done. So, listen, we're going to talk a little bit about the game, but I don't think it's time to hang up the black flags and it's the end of the world.
Well, it's disappointing.
It is disappointing.
It's like it's not the end of the world. We know that the sun came up, although what a rainstorm last night.
Whoa,
But-
about midnight. Oof.
But the bottom line is, it's disappointing. I thought the Bills would win the game,
Me too.
but it's a different type of football now, and I'm a little surprised. Not a single holding call on the Pittsburgh offensive line. Color me stunned there.
Well, again, there's 5 guys on the line. 4 were new, 3 were rookies. They never grabbed our guys.
Our holding calls on us were.
They seem to be.
I can't argue too much, but Vernon Butler's helmet's rolling on the turf. Wasn't there a hand up there somewhere? But the way I watching the game yesterday, and again, totally disappointed. But the play to Sanders, he just misses.
Yeah, the bomb he misses.
Then
that,
the sack happens. Or I'm sorry, there was a holding call. I think after that.
after that.
Some plays were there. There was a play, I think-
the last year Josh makes.
Right, and probably will make again this year. But
Yeah.
Sunday, there was a play to Beasley, and it was not Josh's best throw. The next play is the strip sack. So there was things that happened. I'm not happy with the. I would have liked to seen the Bills play a little. Stick with their running game a little more.
Yeah.
And no, Howard Simon, don't panic. I'm not talking about 40 carries a game, but they played little people against us, right? Smaller packages to take away the passing. That's why I'm a big proponent of the big back.
Yeah.
You got that Gilliam kid, but Singletary ran well.
Yeah, he did.
He could still
But
be your guy,
But
but
he got 11 carries.
you take your options away. When you get those big backs running through those smaller guys, we have a smaller D2 in size,
Yeah.
right? But the play calling, the empty backfield, I thought was too much of that.
Yeah. Too many
And-
5 wide.
Too many 5 wide for sure.
Wasn't
Too much
working.
running of Josh, and then not enough running of Josh on the goddamn 4th and 1.
I know. So
Go
think
4 wide and hike the ball and go behind and get the goddamn first down. What are we doing? This Stratomatic football worked on PlayStation shit.
Yeah, I think these guys got to go home and stop sleeping in the office. So you got Josh with these quarterback draws now. They're not working. They're 2 yards a gain now.
Not against that team, they
Not,
didn't.
and they started not working last year too. People have seen the tape. I think that's number 1. Number 2, the first 4th and 1, you made a 4th and 1. The second one, we were 1 of 3. The second one, they do a flea flicker, where in essence, the guy who had the ball that threw it back to Josh already had the first down, threw it back, and he throws into triple coverage
Yeah, I know.
to I think it was Gabe Davis near the goal line. That's number 1. And then of course the one on the 45. What are you doing? And the first thing we talk about, how many times, forget the pig package.
Right.
Go 4 wide, 5 wide, 3 wide, something, and Josh either buries his head behind a guard or you give it to to Gilliam.
Go to the line of scrimmage with the 4 or 5 wide, quick hike,
And do it.
Let's get it that way. But a lot of things yesterday. I'm not the one to criticize. But Breida, I think Breida would be perfect in a 3rd and long, right, or a 3rd and 5, 3rd and 6, in the backfield. Josh goes back. It's not there. You get the ball in that kid's hand in space. Instead of the runs with him
The
now.
runs aren't working.
But hey, listen, I'm no offense.
No, but we have our opinions, right? That's why we do this. So another opinion. Somebody asked me, I was working a game yesterday, somebody asked me, why aren't we throwing screens? So we're not throwing screens because they're getting in with 4. They're not blitzing. And they got 7 in the coverage, which means their 2 short zones are covered. That screen's going nowhere.
You're better off setting up a play action and making those linemen hold off a sec.
Yeah, you needed those linebackers to stop immediately dropping into their zone, and they did that because there was nobody in the backfield.
Right. And again, though, having said all of that, and we talked in the studio beforehand.
It's a great studio.
Josh makes a play before the third and situation. It's the game of the chains and positioning and down and distance.
The Sanders throw, that he overthrew the bomb for a touchdown, critical play.
I don't know does it make the score 17-0 then, or
no? That
10-0.
It would have been 10-0, but then it's 17-0 at halftime.
And now we're playing.
Now the game's over.
Now we're playing our game. Can they keep doing what they do?
They
and
can't.
One last thing.
Well, no, I'm going to listen to you, but I'm really pissed. No,
one
go ahead.
last thing, though, defensively, right? We held them in a league where you cannot play D anymore.
Can't play D.
You cannot. Brady said it. He was so
Hence,
right.
You saw the Tre'Davious White
That is
ridiculous
not
defensive holding.
That changes the game.
That's 17-0. If we get it in there, that game's over in the third. But go ahead.
And all I want, though, is fair, okay?
Yeah.
Near the end, before we kicked that last field goal, that guy had arm and jersey on our receiver.
In the end zone, yep.
That should be first and goal in the goal. Yes, what does it do? 23-20, right?
Well, hey, you never know. It gets to 7. Now you only need 3. Now, we didn't get the onside kick, but who knows?
But I want fair. And there was some plays in there where I said, you got to be kidding me. Throw them equal or don't throw them at all.
Yeah, and it looked like a Sean Hockley ref game. There was yellow everywhere. One drive in the first half, 3 holding on one drive. I mean, it's just getting ridiculous. Now, the other thing I will say, though, is this defense held them to 54, I believe, 56 yards in the first half. No first downs, okay? They come on. We pick them off on the first play of the third. So it's rolling. Defensive holding. Crowd erupted. It was not holding.
And, by the way, guys, for you guys that were at home, the commentary, it was shit.
That's a big football game, and we had like the Z-level
whoever
announcers.
was doing the color said,
Ian Eagleson.
The guy doing the color said on that play, Roethlisberger knew that it was holding on White and was a free play. That is an absurd comment.
Okay, so you got 5 guys all over you in the pocket ready to try to end your life.
And he knew.
He saw that there was a, by the way, they showed the replay. At worst, it looked like a forefinger and thumb touching his jersey.
And I know free plays and the flag comes out right away and all that stuff. I get that.
No, those are
this
free
was
plays.
Not it.
That was a joke.
And he knew right there. Now, unless he knew because it was scripted. No, but that to me, that keeps the game rolling our way, And the difference in the game,
Josh didn't make plays. That's to me.
I think is exactly a couple of those play calls. I think, but whatever.
Yeah, but going down to it, Josh had guys open. I remember in the middle of the second quarter, I texted. I wasn't supposed to. I texted the group chat and I said, "Josh is off today."
Yep.
And you could see it.
Maybe overpumped or something.
Yeah, and he in the post-game show, to his credit, he said, "I was feeling people around my feet. I was not settled," and I think we all saw that.
Yep. Reminds me of the time back in the Bills, I think 89.
Lamppost with us? Oh, no.
Well, no, but the 89 Bills, when Kelly said, we got a tackle out there that can't block anybody, he's pig. Remember the Pickering Bills?
Yeah.
And for you guys that weren't alive, it was a sad day. Yeah. But anyways, the block punt right off his foot. I mean, that's the difference in the game. If you're a Pittsburgh fan, what did you do? Yes, you got the win. That's huge. But they didn't do anything that...
No. We held them to 250 yards of offense.
And
16 first downs.
CBS fired or didn't bring back Tasker, right? They got this guy in one run.
Charles Davis, I think it was.
Najee Harris in the first half's running to down near the goal line. He goes this way. The Bills come up, make a nice play. I think it's a loss of 2. He says, well, he's going to learn that in football and college, you're not going to run through tackles like that. That had nothing to do with any of that shit. The Bills got him going east and west.
And then you can tackle anybody.
And it's easier to tackle a bigger guy east and west. Don't say anything if you don't know what you're talking about, but it was frustrating me, but whatever.
Yes, you seem frustrated.
I was very frustrated.
No, the whole place was frustrated, and it was one of those games that late second, early third, I was just saying to myself, we're going to lose this game. And not that I'm negative, you could see it. You could see it happening, right?
Yep.
By the way, they got a tremendous pass rush with 4 guys, and I need more out of our offensive line. Now, having said that, they basically knew we're not going to run. That hurts your O line. Okay. Secondly, that and probably the Rams and Washington
Right.
have the best front 4 in football. I think if you play anybody else, you can cover that. But yesterday, no. And I worry about in 2 weeks. Not worry. I consider the same issue happening against Washington because they've got #1 picks across that line that are monsters.
You have to do something offensively to neutralize that because it's an
Exactly.
offensive game.
It's an offensive game. You got to score.
You got to
we
make
got 16 points.
And he didn't make the plays that he had to get them out of that.
That's right.
You know, they're good, a front 4 for sure, but
Guess what? You start making plays, they worry.
I just can't believe there wasn't a single hold on them. I'm sorry, guys.
I know we don't want to
Spilled milk.
complain about it, but you're right. There was nothing on them after all those plays.
And when you're down 10 in the second half, and you know you're going to have to throw,
Yeah.
You know, the old pin, although our ears never seem
We never really
back.
pinned. We had 2 sacks.
But whatever.
But
Whatever. We live to, we move on.
we didn't fight another day.
We've said on the show, I thought like 12-5, 13-4. I didn't count that as a loss, but the bottom line is, what are we doing in January, right?
Right.
How are we playing that?
How are we playing that?
Because there is still, I think, a game in January before
Yes. There's a
playoffs.
couple games. January 2nd and 9th, I believe.
Okay, so how we're doing that, and then of course the playoffs. Yes, you
Playoffs.
want home field advantage, but you got to get in the playoffs. And you watch around the league, not too many teams won football games with 16 points.
No.
You know,
No.
you got to get 30.
And you know, again, we say this we've said this every time we talk about football. Green Bay goes to a neutral site, brings 40,000 fans with them, and gets annihilated 38-3 by New Orleans. Who it was like, well, they don't have
Jameis
Breeze anymore.
Winston.
They don't have this. They got, and they annihilated them. Okay, what was the other game? I was stunned that Indy got beat pretty bad on
Yeah.
the home field by Seattle.
I wouldn't have called that.
There were some crazy games. Cleveland, I feel for you. If anybody out there is a Cleveland fan, I said they got to dredge the lake in this Lake Erie for us in Cleveland because they got a game, and the punter drops the ball, snapped right at his waist, and they get a touchdown 2 plays later.
And also too, you got to question the I'm going to say stupidity, right? And we've
All
done
right,
it here.
yeah, harumph.
How many times you've played New England and hey, watch Gronk, right? And
Before that was watch Coates.
and with Kansas City, right? They knew that's his guy in the end zone down there.
Yeah.
A simple motion because Reed is such a genius.
Oh, they're geniuses.
The other goddamn linebacker doesn't know how to pick up Kelsey. Come on.
Yeah, and that prayer that Mahomes threw up.
And another comeback.
He throws up basically a punt to Tyreek Hill, and Tyreek Hill stops. He's waiting for it for hours because it's like a punt, and the defensive back just like completely lost, stops, doesn't look. And they're going, only Mahomes. Hey, come on.
You shake your head. That's why
Yes, he's good, but come on.
we had people here yesterday that like to keep. When we lose, I like to shut the football off and just get to another spot. But whatever. I watched that and I said, you got to be shitting me. And then the guy drops the goddamn punt, the snap,
And then the game's over, and you know it. And the whole thing, you can just see it happening, right? You see it at the end of the first half. Cleveland's winning by 12. They're marching. Now they could go up by 19 points here in the first half. All of a sudden they're stymied. It doesn't, and then they get 2 holding penalties, and now they can't even kick a field goal. So now that 12-point lead stays instead of 15 or 19. You can see it. We've been through this for years.
And to go to the Thursday night game, Dallas, right? You don't beat Brady, Mahomes, and that with 3 points with field goals, and the guy missed it. Then you find out the guy had back surgery and didn't kick all summer. What did the coaches get tested?
They should be tested. And we've said it. You're absolutely right. You don't beat those guys with threes. You're gonna have to take chances. We've seen that all along. So, but just a weird week.
And the play yesterday, go back to the game a second, when Roethlisberger showed the leadership. This was from the color guy.
Okay.
When he ran out of the pocket and ran and slid, I thought for sure Hanky was going to come with a late hit or something. It's unbelievable.
Well, his leadership there is incredible.
The leadership.
It's a football play.
It is.
It's ridiculous. But
we move on, right?
yeah, we move on. And Miami, we've always really fared very well against them. I don't think Tua. I think he's a game manager at best. The Bills
More
are
like Tyrad kind of was.
yeah, our D played pretty well. I think the bottom line here is that our O's got to come out of a funk, and Josh has to be the Josh of last year.
Yeah.
He can't revert and start getting a happy feet. And he said he was too pumped. I mean, I don't know what that means, but somebody
probably
brought
too much oomph on the ball. I don't know.
yeah, no, but how do you get too pumped? Is it because the stadiums were empty last year, or was it because I mean the
The
concrete
MVP champs before the game.
the concrete was shaking. I mean the building was nuts. Maybe it was just all too much for him. I hope he settles down. Now next week he'll have almost a home game. There'll be 30,000 of us in Miami,
Right.
so it's not like a hostile crowd. So Josh, we need you.
Couple plays in that game changed the whole thing around too, and you break it down
Yeah.
like that in a lot of games, the Houston playoff loss and stuff. But that play to Sanders,
It's huge.
and
the defensive hold. Those are two plays.
that's a real
Those are
crap
game
call.
changers. And it was a crap call.
And one quick thing, right? We got the guy in the sky, right? The what was the banker? Howie Mandel, the germaphobe.
Yeah.
And you got the woman behind the screen, the banker.
Yeah.
Well, now we got the
ref in
fantasy
the
ref.
sky or something.
Can't he call in that Davis White play and say that's absolutely nothing?
Nothing. Well, I wish you could, and it's just a shame. But you know what? Again, we're 0-1. There's a lot of teams
Right.
0-1, and honest to God, you gotta. If you're in Green Bay, you gotta be saying to yourself, what freight train just hit me?
Wow,
That was unbelievable.
I
And,
thought Green Bay would win for
and
sure.
Tennessee gets blown out.
Yeah, I was a little surprised at that too, but Tennessee,
I mean, they're not great, but I thought Arizona was and Tennessee with that running game, and they got the better receiver now. They went and got Julio Jones, the whole bit, and nothing. They got annihilated.
yep.
Anyway, that's the NFL, right? We talk about it all the time.
That's the NFL. That's the way it goes. Disappointment, but another game coming up Sunday, and I think the Bills will bounce back well. And don't think though that the 16-1 seasons and the total dominant. It's not that football anymore.
Well, because the D's can't do anything.
You
can't
can't
sneeze.
It's amazing that the Bills held them to 16 points.
Right.
With the way you're allowed to play D in this league.
That's correct. I thought they played well. I was upset yesterday, disappointed. While leaving my post, I did punch for Steelers fans. I'm sorry, but
My only question is, was the usher uniform off? Were you in uniform when you did?
I was in uniform. That could be bad.
Oh, that
could be bad. For
Cameras
me.
are everywhere.
Yeah.
I'm going to say this. Oh, no, you didn't.
No, I didn't. Nobody saw it.
Special kudos out there to the Yankees and Mets fans. I don't know which city they played in with the F. Joe Biden.
F. Joe Biden. F. Joe Biden.
Phenomenal,
I love it.
phenomenal.
God bless you. By the way, I didn't hear a black national anthem in our stadium yesterday. I'm really glad because this isn't
That's
racist.
wrong, too. Yeah,
There is no black national anthem. There's an American, i.e., all of us, national anthem. There's not an Irish. There's not a Catholic. There's not an IRA.
Right.
Republican National Army. There's none of this. There is the United States of America, and I was glad to see there was any of that crap.
And then they did do the flyover yesterday to show what the Taliban used to fear, now they have, thanks to the shit stick.
Yeah.
But I was also very happy to see in a lot of college cities, college campuses, the brainwashing of the woke. F. Joe Biden. Love it.
Nice. 30-second warning.
Gives me hope.
What's your shout-outs? It's always Timmy.
Timmy, love you, buddy. My sister, great.
Yeah. Shout out to my sister and her
anybody-
family too. They always
Mike,
watch.
I hope you're feeling better, buddy.
Yeah.
All you guys, all our fans, we love you all. If anybody's selling a spreader, my mom could use one. It's a long story.
Well, she's thinking about putting it behind the walker, putting some nice potassium.
By the way, keep an
down.
eye on the California vote. We got to get that crap stick out of there.
Oh, that's
Vote
tomorrow.
jackass.
That's tomorrow.
You can't possibly, although that's just a vote to say he's out.
He's out, and then you got to have a
Right.
re-election.
And-
We got to go.
And where's Cam Harris? Has anybody seen her?
No, she's doing real well though. Doing really well.
Oh, God.
Kamala.
Anybody see where that fly? Where did